Yeah. Oh, hello.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
How are you all doing?
We're back again.
Dphilos. Welcome back to our channel. And today,
You can see we're looking,
babyish and guyish.
yes, we're looking like young
course we're young.
brothers and the young sisters.
Of course we're young.
Because we are coming to talk to the young brothers and sisters today.
We're not just looking, but we are young.
Yeah. Yeah, very young.
So, can you guess what our topic for today is? Anyways, let's not keep you in so much suspense.
If you are new to this channel, subscribe,
Like,
share,
tell your friends about us.
give us a thumbs up,
Yeah.
and make sure that this video gets to somebody.
Yeah. Make sure you drop your comments, drop your reviews, and make sure you click on the notification bell button so that whenever we release a new video, you'll be the first to see it. Okay?
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about how to identify the right person for you.
For you. Yes. So a lot of singles keep asking that, how do I know the right person for me? What do I look out for in the right partner? What do I look out for before I make my decision, on choosing the right partner and all? So today, we're just going to talk about what you should actually look out for. Yeah, so we're going to get it rolling one after the other, and that is what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah. I'm going to start first today. Yeah, it's my call. To all of you singles, whether you are searching, whether you are not searching, whether you are desperate, whether you are not desperate, whether you are, what's the other one?
Well,
anyone that you find yourself, these are very important keys. These are important ways to identify
very
the
important
right
things that you should look out
person.
for. Yeah.
Yes, these are very important things you should look out for. Now, we know that God is love. And love is the center of a healthy relationship. And love is a person. And we know that Jesus Christ is love personified. And the first criteria you should see in a person that should begin to point positively to that person is that that person must be
a
lover of God, a believer, a Holy Spirit carrying person.
A believer of Jesus Christ, not just a believer, not just any believer, because different people believe in different things.
Yes. A believer of Jesus Christ. Now, this is very important.
This is actually the foundation of every other thing. A person is a believer. It's like when you want to serve a person food, what you serve the food on is a plate, So the plate is the most important thing. Without the plate, you can't put anything on it. So every other thing that you are going to put on it is going to sit on the plate. That's how it is when you're looking out for somebody that you should be with. Being a believer or being a lover of God is the plate. Every other attribute, every other thing is going to rest on the plate.
In essence, what my wife is saying is that being a believer of Jesus Christ is the foundation, that's the platform on which every other thing thrives. So take note of that. That is very, very important.
It's very important.
Specifically, number one, you must see a track record of transformation. Okay, if a man be actually in Christ, he is a new creation. All things are passed away, all things are become new. So you must be able to trace he was like this and has become like this due to the working of the Holy Spirit in his life. You must see track record. Yes, you must see. Yes, you must see the progress. Another thing you should also look out for is fruit. The fruit of the Spirit.
Very important. A person that that is lover of God has to exhibit the fruit of the Spirit. That's why when you're talking to a person and you're like, oh, what is it that you look out for in this person? And the person is like, oh, he's a very nice guy. He treats me nicely.
That is good.
That is good, but that is not good enough.
Not good enough.
Not good enough. Don't mistake those two things. That a person is nice does not mean that he's a lover of God.
Just like gold, okay? When you heat it with fire, okay? When you subject it to high temperature, what happens to it? The reality of the gold
begins to shine,
begins to exude, okay? But that is the test for a gold that is counterfeit.
The person that is a lover of God will exhibit the fruit of the Spirit, such as love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. Like you can't talk about love, meekness, long suffering, you can't talk about love without talking about all of these things, you understand? And a lot of times when you're talking to some singles, they're like, you're asking questions like, what do you look out for, or what attracted you to this person, you understand? And you hear stuff like, he's a very nice person,
he's a very caring
yes, he's a very caring person, but it's just that he doesn't really take God seriously. Is he a believer? He goes to church, you hear stuff like that. But the honest truth is that you can't mix those two things up, you understand? They cannot be mixed, you understand? It's either he's a believer or not. It has nothing to do with religion. He goes to church, he's nice. That's not good enough. Being nice is not good enough. The honest truth is that you actually don't know what a thing is made up of until that thing is put under pressure, until that thing is pressed. Then the real content of that thing comes out. Like for instance, if you take a foam and you dip it into a cup of water and then you bring it out, you may not really know how much or what quantity of water that foam actually contains. You understand? But when you press the foam, the water begins to drip. Then you begin to see what the foam is made up of. That's how it is. You are in a relationship with somebody and you think he's nice. You really don't know what he's made up of because you have not seen pressure yet. You understand? By the time you now get into the relationship or you get into marriage and then very serious issues, real life situations, because everyone will be faced with real life situations like one point or the other, you understand? Because there is pressure at that point. You now begin to see what comes out of this person. If the person does not have the fruit of the Spirit, don't expect to see love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, long suffering, self-control, ability to stay or bear difficult situations. Don't expect to see those things because the person doesn't have it.
Of course. You don't expect that he will produce a fruit that he doesn't have. Okay? You can't see mango tree producing orange.
Apple. No. Okay? Every tree bears its kind of fruit.
Yes.
The way you recognize a tree is by the kind of fruits that it bears. The only way that you actually get to know that this is actually a mango tree is because of the mango fruits that it bears. So you can't mistake it. That's why it's very important. Like the aspect of him being a believer, him being a lover of God. We can stay here and hit on it because that is like the foundation of every other thing. You can't even compromise that at all. It's really important,
See, you can't say that he's a lover of God, he's a believer, he carries the Holy Spirit and he drinks. I mean drink alcohol. You can't say he's a lover of God and a believer of God and then he's not faithful.
He's not faithful. Like you are at the point that you can't trust him. You're always questioning his fidelity. That shouldn't come up. Do you understand? The reason why I can actually trust my husband safely, that I don't even think about my husband cheating on me, is because I know that first of all, and his commitment to me is not just for me, it's because of his devotion to God. That is actually why I know that he is committed to me and will be committed to me, because he is devoted to God and he is committed to God, and so he will be committed and devoted to me. But if he is not a man that is devoted to God, I can't be expecting him to be committed to me. You understand? So that is why it is very, very important.
Okay, let's not overemphasize it, but it needs to be emphasized. Okay, now another thing we need to talk about is that you must have values, similar values. Your values must tally.
Very important.
Okay, this is a very important thing. Okay, you will see one person believes that it is good to drink, to take alcohol as a believer. Then you are having a relationship, or you are in a relationship with someone that does this and feels that this is right.
Like it's right, you know, and can even give you scriptures to even back
and
it up.
we even look for scriptures to back it up. That's something
that's
you don't want to
a
battle
conflict,
with all your life.
Because most of the things that you actually see in relationship, they are not going to change in marriage. You understand? Let's just talk about this a bit. You know, a lot of times I always tell people that, you know, most of the traits that you see in marriage, that you see that people begin to complain about, actually as a believer, you have the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is a revealer. He doesn't keep things away from his children. No matter what, he would have showed you little glimpse here and there of these things that you now feel like they are major problem for you, but you actually ignore them. You understand? So if you ignore these things, don't even expect that it's going to change when you get married. Actually, what is going to happen that in marriage is going to become magnified.
Yes, it's going to be magnified. It will look bigger. Okay, you see traits like anger. You see traits like malice. If those things are not dealt with, especially when God begins to reveal those things to you, take your time, pray, trust God to do a work.
It's very important, you know, so that you don't end up settling for less than you're supposed to settle for. At the end of the day, things that are not supposed to become prayer points, they now become things that you have to be praying about the rest of your life. Meanwhile, God actually showed you mercy at some point by actually revealing these things to you so that you can make a choice to either live with it or move, you know. So you actually have a choice, really. So another thing that you need to look out for is teachability. Teachability is very important. If you have to choose a partner, then you have to look out for how teachable is this person, how willing is this person to learn and even unlearn. You understand? Because I'm telling you, a relationship in marriage is a whole process of learning and unlearning
and relearning.
Really, you think you know, but as long as you put yourself in a position that you are always willing to learn new things, willing to let go, which is unlearning the things that will not help you grow, you understand, and then relearning the things that you actually thought you even knew, you understand. It's a continuous process. You have to be with someone that is teachable, you understand. For instance, you're like, oh, there's this guy that's coming my way, I like every other thing about the person, but one thing I don't like about him is the fact that I feel like I don't like his dress sense. He doesn't really dress the way I would want him to dress. It's actually not a problem, honestly, as long as he is teachable, as long as he is willing to learn. His way of dressing is not enough for you to say no to a person that has good potentials, that have good character traits and all. You understand? With time, as long as he is teachable, it's something that can be worked on. So teachability is very important.
You can't overemphasize teachability, because if somebody is determined to learn, I think that aspect of teachability is actually centered on the person's passion to become better.
To become better.
Yes, when you have that passion to become better, you will actually be doing all you need to do to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
That's it.
Okay? So that's very, very important. Another thing is you must be visionary. That person must be visionary. It must be someone that has goals. It must be someone that has a future view, foresight. Okay? It must not be a squanderer. It must not be a person that thinks only of today.
Do you know what? A person that is a squanderer takes his seat or take her seat, eats everything today. But a person that is a planner takes their seed, sow it as an investment so that it can germinate and reap more fruits tomorrow. You understand? So don't be a person that when you see money, when you have things that you should invest, resources, finances,
name
you know,
them, your time,
everything,
everything
you know,
that is a resource.
You just want to use up everything today. No, you should not be living that kind of life. You should be a person that has foresight. You're always thinking about tomorrow. How do I invest in tomorrow so that tomorrow can be a better day for me? You should be that kind of person and be with that kind of person too.
It's very important. That person must be visionary. That person must not be a person that is just looking at now. Okay?
And then babe, a person that is visionary is like a seed. Sometimes you meet a person and then the person may not seem to have everything now, everything that you are looking out for now.
Yes.
You understand? But as long as the person is visionary, that person is like a seed that is going to germinate tomorrow. Yeah, so you have to look out for a person that is visionary. Yeah, you know a person that is visionary by the kind of visions they have, the goals, they have the dreams, their ambitions, and things that they plan to do or things that they are doing to become what they want to become.
Yes.
It's very important.
Some of you are just watching right now. Please go into the comment section. Put in your comment. Tell us what you think makes or breaks a relationship. I want you to go ahead, go into the comment section. I'm waiting for all the comments. Okay, so we move ahead to the next ingredient. Very, very important.
Submission to mentorship.
Submission to mentorship.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you are looking for a life partner, you must take note that your relationships must be going towards marriage.
Yeah.
Please, you don't have all these resources to waste. You don't have all the energy, all the time to waste. Okay, so you must be intentional. We keep emphasizing on the word intentionality. Okay, you must be intentional. I told my wife, like I was trying to say, that if you want to settle down with somebody, okay, and you look at the person's life, and that person doesn't have a friend, doesn't have a mentor, doesn't have a spiritual father or a physical father or parent. What I'm trying to explain is that that person must have a person or two persons at most in their life that can bring them to order.
That's it, really.
That can literally tell them to sit down.
That can speak into their life and they listen.
Into their life and they listen.
Whether they like it or not, whether
they like it or not, whether they are pleased, whether they are angry.
Whoever you are looking at to settle down with as a life partner has to be somebody like that. Has to be somebody that has somebody in their life that they listen to.
Yes, because if they don't have, it tells you that there is no track record of submission. And this is very sensitive, especially to the ladies. It means, guys, if you see a lady like this, it means that lady most likely may not be submitted to you.
There has to be somebody. We're not even just talking about spiritual mentorship here.
Yes.
There has to be somebody, whether parents, like my husband has said, just name it. There just has to be somebody in that person's life that can call them to order and say, sit down here, this, and this. And whether that person is okay with it or not, they actually have to listen. Because the truth is, in the journey of marriage, at one point or the other, you will actually need
someone like
that can actually talk to your partner at one point or the other. We're not saying that you should do marriage of third party. That's not what we're saying.
That is a cancer. If you have that mindset of every little misunderstanding, you call the third party. Every little thing, you
somebody's
call the
always coming to settle you.
Your marriage will not go far.
It won't go far, really. One of the things my husband and I made up our mind was that we came into marriage with the mindset of it's either it works or it works. Nobody is going nowhere. Nobody has anywhere to go to. You understand? So knowing the fact that we both don't have anybody to go to, we both don't have anywhere to go to, we are determined to make our marriage work. So it's either it works
or it works.
Really.
So we will cry for the marriage to work, pray for it to work, fight for it to work.
Whatever we need
everything we need to do, we will put our hands on deck for it to
and
work.
Make it
Name
work.
it.
Yeah, so of course, once in a while you have misunderstandings, but you have to get to the point where you tell yourself, we'll always try as much as possible to settle our misunderstandings between us. We don't have to be involving third party. Whoever the third party is, whether parents, whether mentors, whether spiritual heads, as important as these people are, they have their place in our lives. But we made up our mind that is a union between both of us, and so we'll try as much as possible to sort out our differences. Honestly, that's it. We're saying that at one point or the other,
there's a situation that will warrant that.
There's a situation that will warrant that, and you will need somebody like that that can speak to your spouse, you know. And so if you don't have somebody like that, it's going to become an issue for you.
So one very important thing is
good virtues.
Yes, they are good virtues, and these virtues you must be able to see them. They are just similar to fruits.
Yeah.
Okay, but we decided to outline them this way so that it can be more clear, more defined for you. You must notice humility. Of course, he must be humble, or she must be humble. A humble person will easily be submitted,
and a humble person will easily be teachable.
Thank you. That is very, very important. The person must be faithful. Okay, the person must be diligent. The person must be trustworthy. The person must be sacrificial.
Very important. Like these
we have to talk on this. Sacrificial. Being sacrificial
really doesn't have anything to do with how much you have. It doesn't have anything to do with how much you have, how much resources. And by resources, we are not just talking about money. Time is also of great value. You understand? So it has to be a person that is willing to be sacrificial at one point or the other. You understand? As much as it depends on them, they should be willing to sacrifice something for you. Let's say, for instance, let's talk on finances. It's not so much about how much the man has. I always say that a man that can give you maybe 500 out of his 1,000, or a man that can give you 5 naira out of his 15 naira today, I'm telling you that when he begins to make millions of naira, it will not be difficult for him to give you hundreds of thousands inside the millions of nairas that he's making. So it really has nothing to do with how much a person has. It's the heart behind it that matters. So it has to be a person that is willing to sacrifice. You really cannot talk about love without talking about giving. You know, love is portrayed through deeds, actions. You know, Jesus Christ
not
loved us.
Words.
Jesus Christ loved us and he gave us. So that's the proof of love. The proof of love is giving. You know, God is continually giving one thing or the other. So when we actually give, we portray the essence of who God has actually created us to be. If God created us, he's always giving us one thing or the other. Like I said, he's continually giving us forgiveness. If he's not giving forgiveness, he's giving provision. God is continually giving us something at every point in time. Every single time. So that's the only way that you can show forth the essence of who you are. You understand? So being sacrificial cannot be overemphasized.
Another thing is the person has to be caring. This is a relationship. This is companionship. One very important thing in marriage is companionship. Okay, so this person has to be caring.
He has to be able to look out for you.
You
can't be with somebody that is not concerned about you. Do you understand? We're not talking about the frequency of communication. It works different ways for different people. But if a person cares about you, you would know. It just explains the priority, how much priority the person places on you.
The person will want you to grow. The person will care for you, not because they are getting something from you.
That person will
care for you because they really care for you.
Because they really care for you, and they would be concerned about everything that concerns you. A person that you can trust. You know, we spoke about a person being trustworthy. That person has to be somebody that you can trust. You can't be in a relationship with somebody that you can't trust. You are always afraid. You know, the trust factor has to be there. You can't be with somebody that you're afraid. What is the person doing at this point? What if he's with another woman? What if she's with another man? Who is she chatting with? Who is she talking with? The person has to be trustworthy. You know, and you know, that's why we actually started from a lover of Jesus Christ, a believer, because all of these things, that's where they get their roots from. A person that is trustworthy is a person that has a track record of work with God. You understand? So it's very important that we look out for these things. It's very important.
We spoke about humility, we spoke about faithfulness, being trustworthy, being sacrificial, being caring. The person must be responsible.
Do you know that when you talk about a person that is responsible, we talked about being sacrificial and we talked about giving. What actually happens is that when you are in a relationship with a person, for instance, the man, the reason why the man has to start learning to give to you is because he's learning to be responsible for you. It's not just about, I don't need to give to her. When you give to the woman, it's a proof that I am preparing and I am willing to be responsible for you. So this is me doing this to show you that I am going to be responsible for you. And then, babe, I think that we need to talk about accountability.
Yes.
Accountability is very important. You have to be with somebody that's accountable. Yes.
If you notice that the person is
not straightforward,
crooked in his ways, then you need to be careful.
You need to be careful.
You need to pray. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
How would you feel that you are with the person is not honest, person lies to you, person just goes around, cheats people? You will not be happy. The fact that the person is doing it to someone else is already guarantee that the person can also do it to you. Okay?
And accountability also involves a person letting you into their plans. You know, in the stage of relationship. Like, I can't be in a relationship with my husband and I just travel, and then he calls me, like, where are you? Oh, I travel. He's not trying to buzz you around, but you are learning to be accountable. Oh, I plan to do this and this. The person should be aware of your plan at every point in time, because both of you are planning to do life together. You understand? So accountability is very, very important.
Yes. Person must be able to say, I want to do this, especially, you know, we talked about being visionary. Okay, the person must have goals, and you must be able to hold the person accountable.
What are you doing about this that you said you're going to do?
How far have you gone?
Yes. How are you achieving it? How is it going? Yes.
You must be able to see the practicality of that. Okay, and then one other thing is, person must be attractive to you
as a person.
The greatest form of deceit is when you begin to deceive your own self. Do you understand? You are attracted to this person,
and admit
you need to admit it.
As a matter of fact, babe, there has to be something that attracts you to the person that you intend to be with.
Absolutely.
If there is nothing that attracts you to the person that you want to be with, then there's a problem. There has to be something. So it's important that you know what it is that attracted you or that attracts you to this person. You understand? So don't live in denial. Some people like people that are light, some people like people that are tall, some people like people that are slim. You understand? For me, I've always liked a man that has a stature like my husband. You understand? So even his physical body build up is something I am attracted to. You understand? So you have to know what it is that you're attracted to. And you know, the reason why we actually left it for the last is because that's not really what you base your entire decision on.
That's not the
center. It's important, it's one of the factors, but it's not the most important factor. Do you know why? Because these things change. They change with time. You just don't know. My husband could add weight tomorrow, but one of the things that would stand, like would not change, is his personality, who he is as a person, his character. You know, those are the things that will stand the test of time. Belief system, values, you know, those ones, they will stand the test of time. But the physical attributes could change. Like a lady could be figure 8 today, and then tomorrow she's no longer figure 8. So you can't base your decision on something that passes with time, that is not stable. Know what it is and admit it. Admit it. See, especially Christian folks, like my husband has said, don't deceive yourself. I like that girl because she's curvy. Admit it. There is nothing absolutely wrong with it.
I got to listen to someone that got attracted to his wife now in the present, but to his wife to be then. Okay, he said what caught his attention was how she spoke. She spoke intelligently, good polished English, and that made all the difference.
And you know, the funny thing is that most of the time you find out that you are attracted to a person for a reason, and then that's like a magnet that pulls you closer to want to get to know the real person. That's why there's actually no such thing as love at first sight. It's usually attraction at first sight.
Absolutely.
It's attraction at first sight. You're attracted to a person.
There is no love at first sight.
Because love is a commitment. Like, it takes time to build. Like, it involves a whole lot of things. You understand? So you're attracted to a person, and then it makes you want to come closer to know more about the person. And then that determines if you are going to stay or leave. So attraction is very important. There has to be something that attracts you to.
And do you know something? Amazingly, it is the attraction that happens first. first, most times, the person first gets attracted to you and then tries to come close to know you on a higher level and then begins to interface with your personality, your character, and he begins to see all these other attributes, trustworthiness, humility. He begins to see all those
but
areas.
it all starts from attraction.
That attraction is very important. Ladies, that's why we emphasized in our last video, dress well, look nice, look smart, okay?
Work on your mind
intellectually, physically. Make sure you are
do your best to invest in yourself and make yourself valuable, so that when a person comes close to you, it goes beyond your physical appearance. The person begins to see that there is value inside of you.
He sees more value than he saw when he was attracted.
Really, I wish we had all the time. I would have told you what attracted me to my husband. But well, we'll talk about it another day.
Alright, see you guys.
Alright.
Have a nice time.
And please subscribe
to our channel.